Mercury in the houses. What is Mercury? Mercury is a planet that deals with the way you think, the way you communicate. It deals with language, understanding language. It deals with the free spirit. So, what is the way you think? What is the way you communicate, or how you think, and how you communicate, and how you understand lingo? And it also deals with movement, the way you move. Yeah, so when we say Mercury in the first house deal with Mars. It's the house of Aries. And so this is the house that deals with Aries traits like fun loving, adventurous, exploring, also being dramatic, loving action, loving to help people by taking action. And so the way you think would be adventurous. Like you would think of ideas, intuitive ideas when it comes to things that's deal with being adventurous, like what to do for the day, and you would know what to do and how to have fun, and you'll bring the idea to others because this is the house that loves to explore and will plan and know how to plan when events. So when it comes to events and excitement and family gatherings, you know how to have fun. You know how to throw the best parties or the best events in the world because this is the house of Mars. So Mercury will be your life force energy. This will be yourself, the way you think, the way you move. So this is a big part of you. So Mercury is what you would carry out the rest of your life, which means you're a great communicator. This is part of who you are. And also, you're a great thinker, so you can overthink. Since it's in the house of Mars, you can overthink because it's that fire energy. So you definitely would think to the scream or go to the scream in your thinking. Go to the scream when planning events, going to the scream of doing things. Also deal with the self because this is part of who you are. So your looks will be some of the Mercury traits, like a Gemini or Virgo traits. So because this deal with the self. So deal with the self, which is Mercury. You will also speak fast, also think fast, also you might walk fast. In some instance, you can talk fast, and you're good with the word and switching up the words, switching up the way you communicate, switching up the way you express yourself. And so people will come get you when they need somebody to represent them in speaking or communicating because you're a great spokesperson. And so you do good also in the media when it deals with speech, broadcasting the news, and you're very persuasive. 'Cause Mercury is very persuasive. So at the same time, since you're good with your tongue and your mouth, and you think you're a quick thinker, you move at a fast pace. This means that you also can trick others too. You can trick others to do what you want them to do through communication of persuasion. So you knows the art of persuasion that's a part of you because this is Mercury. This is in the first house. The first house represents the self. It represents who you are. It represents this will always be a part of you. It lead it off. This is your head. This is the way you think. This is the way you communicate. And so you would like people who can stimulate your mind. You would like people who can stimulate your mind and those who are very interesting. Those who are fun loving, definitely fun loving because this is in the house of Aries. So you definitely like fun. You don't trip the small stuff. When you communicate, you have to communicate on things that's important because this is in the house of Mars. It's part of your life force. So that being said, this is part of who you are yourself. You don't like to communicate on the small stuff, but at the same time, you love knowledge. You love information. So the way you take in knowledge, you get pieces by pieces by pieces of information about everything. Pieces about the weather, about sports, about some of everything. You get on any topic, any subject, because it's part of who you are. Picking up on information, you like to learn. You like to listen to people because you like the information. You deal with information. And so you like to know the news. You like to know what's going on. And you like to give your thoughts. And you will debate when they deal with the news, when dealing with your thoughts. And you love to debate. It proves that you're right. You love to win because it's the house of winning, which is Aries. It's the house that love to win. And you will take the lead when dealing with communicating. When dealing with expressing yourself, you will take the lead at doing that because this is the house that's a leader, that's a cardinal. And then it's that fire house. So with that being said, This is the house where the way you lead is due to your thinking and due to the way you express yourself or speak. So when it comes to the way you express yourself and speak, sometimes you could start a debate for fun if you are boring because you don't like to be bored at all. So with this being said, this is deal with yourself, all of these traits. So you intuitively know how to have fun. Your intuition is on point when it comes to knowing how to have fun. And you live by your intuition because that's why you take action immediately because you know how to lead. You know how to take action. And so the ideas that you have in your thoughts, you got the impulse. You got the impulse. The impulse to bring it out and to put it into action. So from your thinking, it connects with the rest of your traits. So the first house will connect with the rest of the house. And this is part of who you are. Now in the second house, we got Mercury in the second house. This is what you value. This is what you value. This is what you love. This is about your esteem, about the way you feel. This is about also what you feel secure in. It's security. It's the Venus effect would deal with love, and your love will be practical. And so the way you think will be gaining value through money. And so your security would deal with money and deal with materialistic things where you feel secure for the rest of your life by having enough money to live a life without any problems. So that being said, so this is Mercury. The way you think would deal with love, but the type of love would be practical, sensual love. So you would think sexually. You would think by trying out things from your mind, which means you like to think of things that's different because you like to experience things that deal with your senses, like what you eat. You like things that's beautiful. You ain't gonna eat nothing that don't seem beautiful, that don't seem at all. And so you definitely think of ways to cook and recipes because you deal with food you like to eat. And the way you will express yourself will be in an artistic way. You will know how to put a recipe together and be one of the best cooks due to your thinking, and you will appear to know that because this will be part of what you express, how you cook. You will be talking about money because you know how to get money, so you could be a great financial advisor. So this is the house for that. And also, you know people's self-worth. You know they self-worth, so you know who is worth what. You know what position to put somebody in. You know how to classify people because you know the worth of individuals, and also you know the worth of yourself. And so your worth is very important. And also you can be stuck in what you value. You can be stuck in a certain way you live, in a certain lifestyle. And so you can be stuck on something that's positive or negative. And if it's negative, it could be toxic and deadly to your health. Because when you're stuck on a fix on something, you can be stubborn. Because you be a type who don't want to hear what everybody got to say. And also you are very careful in the way you speak, careful in the way you move. So you could be slow in speech and slow to move, but the way you speak will be in a style, creative style, but in a practical way. Because you're very practical, which means realistic. You ain't with all the fantasy world, but you could fantasize. And what you fantasize, you also got the ability to bring it into reality. So that being said, because this is a practical earthly placement. And so you got Mercury, the way you think is what you value. So what you think is what you value. And so if you don't like something, you're not about to go into something because it's all about what you value. If something ain't worth it, you don't want to speak on it. It got to be something that's worth it for you to speak on. And if something beautiful, this is what you would love to express, something that's beautiful. If somebody's soul is beautiful, if somebody look beautiful, and you like to speak on things that's beautiful, and it's what you value. It depends on what you value is what you will express. So this is of how you think. When dealing with the earthly plane, we're dealing with materialistic things. And so also you can snap or speak very harsh things when dealing with things that you value. So with that being said, security means a lot. So that's why you careful about what you say and how you express yourself. And so getting money, you'll be very good at knowing how to persuade people when getting money. You know ways to hustle. You know how to get money because financial security is very important to you because you deal with the Venus effect about what you value, your values, and which means the way you prosper. You know how to prosper. So getting money to you is through hard work, through hard work. And so you understand that. So that's the good thing about you. And so with that being said, now Mercury in the third house. And this is the good placement because Mercury in his own house, which means one of the placement, which is Gemini. So this will amplify the Gemini communication skills and thinking skills. So you would think like a Gemini. So that being said, you'll be the one who stay up on the knowledge, who be mentally stimulated, who's very good at speaking, but sometimes you can overspeak and you can over express yourself. So the way you move is very fast. Yes, you can be a trickster. Definitely, you can be a trickster. You can trick and persuade anybody out of anything. And so this placement with Mercury can be so much a trickster till you can trick people out their pants and out their clothes, out of anything. Because you got a quick mind while everybody on a slower frequency or slower plane, you think very fast. And so you come up with good ideas that nobody come up with. You like to make people happy. You like to make people happy. So you know how to persuade people and you know what events to throw that make people happy because you know about people. You know about the traits of people and what make people tick because you have understanding. Because Mercury is a planet that deal with understanding and it's right in the house of Gemini, which add the air, do good in the air because air is communication too. And also the air signs is thinkers. So it's all they do is amplify the energy that it's in, which means it makes it more of that. So with this being said, that makes you the type who can get everybody together, who can gospel, who can create stories, who can talk about all type of stories, who know a little bit something about some of everything, who very social and who know how to talk. And so people will like when you speak because you know how to break things down, you know how to teach. So you make a great teacher. This is a placement for a teacher or instructor or those who deal with language. So you make a great language interpreter and also a philosopher because you're good with the word, you're good with flipping the word, you're good with using the word in many ways and many forms, but also you could be the type who speak very fast but know how to calm it down because you know how to control the way you speak. You can calm it down and you can move that fast because you deal with the word, you deal with communication. And also you like writing just like the first house placement that deal with the self, the same as you, the same as the first house who like writing. Both of y'all can be writers, definitely. So since the third house, Mercury is in Gemini, that makes you more of a writer. So this makes you more of a writer. So we talking about keeping a journal, talking about writing books, being an author, you can do all that. You know what I mean? You can do all that. You can write plays, you can be a great actor because you play many roles, your moves always changing. And so that's the good thing about you. You can play anywhere, any role, and you can adapt to any environment and around anyone. You can adapt around anyone and in any environment because you're mutable. So that being said, this is you who are the one who's intuitive mentally when dealing with the mind. So you can read people's thoughts and finish their sentence off before they can get the word out because it's part of Mercury in Gemini placement. So of course you can finish somebody's thoughts off, like somebody about to say this, but you don't finish it off before they got it out their mouth because you already know what they're gonna say. Quick thinking, fast movement. So you deal with travels. You like to move, and you might like to you deal with riding around and traveling and stuff like that. You don't like to stay in one spot. So and you like many subjects, you got many interests in things. You can't just stay stuck in one thing. You got many things that you're interested in. So that being said, because you don't like to be bored, and if you're bored, you feel some type of way. And this is when you come to your negative side. But also, you the type who have mood swing. 1 minute you like this, then 1 minute people can't trust you. So you're a good person in general, but when you go to your twin side, your other side, People can't trust you. And so you'd be good with being a mentor or for your siblings when dealing with the mind, the communication, helping your siblings. And so this deal also relating to your siblings because Mercury deal with the siblings, the brothers and the sisters. So you can be close to your brothers and sisters, or you can have problems with them due to the way you express yourself, because you can talk too much, but you also can overthink yourself too, think too much. So you can either have you can either be the mentor for your brothers and sisters, and they like the knowledge that you play, or they can be against you due to what you say, due to how you think, due to you being the biggity attitude. And so now, when you got Mercury in the fourth house, this is the way you think will be dealing with the home. It would be dealing with houses, knowing about the home. You speak on things that deal with in the home, what you do in the home, what you do with the family, because it's the family. So you would speak about your family, your loved ones. You speak highly of them, and so you would try to make your family or anybody or your loved ones in the home happy. You make a great host when dealing with the home life. And so you are definitely emotional intelligence because you got Mercury, the mind, emotions. And so you make an empath, a greater empath, because you can feel somebody's thoughts through your body. You can feel the way somebody think, and you will know how somebody think. So it makes you empathic, clairsentience. And so Mercury will speed it up. Mercury will speed it up. So you deal with emotions. And so you have intuitive thinking. Not only intuitive thinking, intuitive understanding emotions and understanding the mind. So you make a great psychologist, but you also make a great person who can sell a house when dealing with real estate. And also you make a great person who make a good social worker, because the whole world can be your family. You'll know how to communicate when dealing with families, when dealing with people, because it's all about love. You're in the house of love, the house of the mother. And so you speak highly of your mother or the women's in your life or your family. It depends on who you love. Or if it's not highly, you speak the opposite. But you will speak of them in general. You speak of your family. You speak of those you love. You speak of what goes on in the home or the home life. You speak of things of this essence. Also, your roots, your cultures, your ancestors is what you be good at. You would be good at writing about your ancestors or speaking about your ancestors and cultures. You make a great storyteller when dealing with your ancestors or your roots or the home and things like that. So you got Mercury in the fourth house. This makes you also a great cook. A great cook. You can cook good, come up with recipes, because you can see it in your mind, imagine it, and feel it, because you deal with I feel. I feel through thinking. I feel through what I think of, because what you think of, you could think of something that you could actually feel that is real. So you deal with feeling in this house here. So with this being said, you can come up with an idea. And then when you come up with an idea, you can think about it, and then you can feel it. You can feel like it's real, and then you go after it. And if it don't feel like it's genuine, you ain't gonna carry it out. You gonna cut that off, because it's about how you feel in this house. Not only thinking, the thinking gonna lead to how you feel. So that being said, this is the fourth house of the mother, the home, the culture, the ancestors. So the way you think would deal with things that deal with people that you love, to deal with people in general for the love of people in general. You also will always think of love, and you can feel what is love, and you know what is love. So you can be a great author when dealing with love, because you can go through it when dealing with your emotions. In this house, you will go through it when dealing with your emotions, and you will learn about emotions. So this makes you emotional intelligence or an empath. And so you can feel other people's emotions. You can feel other people's thoughts. So that being said, this is the house where you can, what you would speak on will be emotional topics. What you would speak on will be something that's what you feel, how you feel, and that's how you express yourself no matter where you go. And home also will be anywhere you feel comfortable. It's all about what you're familiar with. So whatever you familiar with is what you will speak on and how you express yourself. And so home will be anywhere that you feel familiar with. And what you feel familiar with, or wherever you go and you feel comfortable, that's when you will express yourself and talk. And the talk you will have will be happy, inspiration, see everybody get along, because you will be able to connect people together. So those who don't like each other, you the one who's gonna bring them together, because you all about love. You all about connecting, networking, all about this that speed planet. So you know how to do that. You know how to persuade people and bring them together. But sometimes you can say one thing to one person, another thing to another person, and this is called chaos in the environment or in the home. So you must not be the trickster energy and not tell all type of stories, because you can twist the truth with lies. So watch out for that. Due to how you feel, because if you feel like you should twist something up so environment can thrive in peace or get along, you will also go to length of lying. And the way you will lie, it will feel you will lie through your emotions, where it will feel real to others, and they won't even know that you lied until you speak on it again and they catch you in it. So you can also be the type where they can never catch you lying. So with that being said, now we got Mercury in the 5th house, and this is my placement. Mercury in the 5th house. This is the house of the sun, Leo. The way you think will be a creative thinking. You would think from your heart, which makes you have the two-tier creative thinking. So when it comes to being creative, your intuition is very much powerful, because it's from the heart. Because this is the heart. The sun represents the heart. And so you will lead by what's in your heart. And so the way you would think would be being an inventor, thinking of something new, trend setting, something that's trend setting, starting something new will be trending to others. And this is what you will communicate, things that's different. You will come up with different ideas, and you know how to have fun. Your thinking deal with fun. You like entertainment. You like anything that deal with fun, anything that gets you going. And so it's all according to what you fixing, because it's the house that can be fixed on a topic or a subject also, and you can be stubborn when dealing with this topic. But also, this is the house of happiness, the house that feel good, the house of sensual, the house of sex, the house of kids, the house of hobbies. And so whatever your hobby is in, or whatever your mind is fixed on, is what you will enjoy. And so this is the house that will learn quickly, could be a great teacher through its experience, because you have so much fun and you like to do so many things that you will learn through your experience, and you can teach to others your experience. So this is the house of motivation, the house of inspiration. So you like to inspire people. This is the way you think. You somebody down and out, you want to uplift them, you want to inspire them, you want to motivate them. You know what I mean? You intuitively know what a person's talent is and what their gift is, because this has a creative abilities and also talents and skills and gifts. And so you know what a person's gift is. You know if a person will succeed or not. It could be in the rap industry or music, or it could be in poetry, it could be in whatever field. You know, any field that deal with creativity, you know who will succeed and who will not. You know a person gives. So you can make a great teacher when help bringing out other people's gifts and letting people know where their gift is, and showing people what their gifts are. So you intuitively will be a great inspiration, because you can be a leader when it comes to having fun. A leader when coming up with ideas. A leader when coming up with bringing up your own thinking, your own expression. Yeah. So you can be a leader when coming up with something that's new. So this is the house that can come up with something new and develop it. You know what I mean? So this house creates your reality type house. So you got to create your reality type of thinking. And the way you express yourself, you will speak it into existence. And so you deal with manifesting from the way you think and the way you feel from the heart. And the way you feel from the heart is the way you will think and the way you will express yourself, and you will manifest due to what you is confirming. because you definitely gonna have your own way of doing something, your own individual way of doing something. So you'll make a great performer. Your thinking will make you a great performer. You express yourself. You know how to act. You know how to change your voice. You know how to come many ways to bring knowledge. Because due to Mercury in the sun house, the sun know how to act and entertain. Got many ways to come. Makes you versatile when coming with your hobbies and entertaining, when coming with your skills. So the way you would play it, the word would come in different ways. First you would talk proper, then you would talk not proper because you acting. You got many ways. It depends on the person. You know how to come at them so you can put on an act and they could think that you're real, but you're not. Because this is the house of the sun. The sun like to shine. So the way you would shine is through your knowledge and through your knowledge and through what you know, and through also you would shine through communicating and through expressing yourself. So you got good talents when dealing with the public, dealing with photographs, dealing with entertainment, dealing with music and things like that. So you got great talents when dealing with things like that. And so you definitely makes a great entertainer, comedian, because you're very funny, very funny. And so you live by your heart. You wear your heart on your sleeves, and Mercury will speed it up. You live by your heart. Your intuition means a lot, and you definitely will carry it out because your heart is what you live by. Mercury will speed it up, and Mercury know how to make choices. Mercury love to make choices. Mercury is good with the words. And so that being said, we got Mercury in the house that deals with entertainment, because Mercury is also mental stay in the mind. You stay in your head, but Mercury also is practical. Mercury also can be practical because Mercury is adaptable. Mercury can get on any level, can go on any field. And so when dealing with fun, you are very versatile. You know, you got many ways to come. When dealing with knowledge, you got many ways to come. And so you definitely like to look good. Your thinking is looking good. You want the best. You want to be the best. You want to be number one, just like Mercury in the first house. And also you're very charming, very charming. And you got the sun personality, the Mercury and the sun personality. I mean, the way you think. The way you think is the Mercury and the sun way. It's part of your personality. Mercury and in this house is part of who you are. So you create up any environment that you go in, and everything you do, you like to have fun. And if it's boring, you will not maintain your job because you're all about fun loving. It got to be interesting. You got to be excited. It got to be fun. If it's not, you out of here. Even when dealing with knowledge, you're going to make it fun. You're going to come with a way of getting your point across in a creative way where people be like, oh, like breathtaking, like, oh, hold their breath like that. Because that's the talent that you have to hypnotize people through your gifts and through your creative skills. And so with this being said, this house of aspiration, the sun, the light. And so you're good with kids. So you can make a great teacher when dealing with kids and young adults, things of that nature. So whoop, you good. And you can have many affairs because you don't like to be bored. And sex, whew, you love it. You love it. You love it. You get off any type of way. I mean, you're a great performer when dealing with sex. You know how to have sex. And also, if you have a partner or not, you still know how to get off. You still know how to get off and let it off. So that being said, now Mercury in the sixth house, you in the house where what you're familiar with, which is the house of Virgo. And so since this is a natural placement, this amplified the Virgo energy, which means that in this house, you be the type, the way you think will be practical. The way you think will be like the ways and solution to help people and to serve people. Because you're always trying to find solutions to people's problems. You intuitively know how a person should think and how they should feel. So your morals is very high. And so you try to be perfect. And so it's all about profession in this house. So and you very practical. So the way you think will be in a practical way. So you have practical solutions. So you makes a great counselor, a great advisor. And so you love anything that stimulates your mind. And any knowledge, you like knowledge itself that you can apply. Knowledge is very important. Information is very important. Just like Gemini in the house, just like in the third house knowledge to you is important too, but the reason why you want knowledge so you can use it in your life. That's the difference. You in this house, you want to put it into work. You want to make it your duty. So this is your thinking. This is the way you express yourself. You know what I mean? It's find a solution. You always getting up good counsel and guidance because you want to see people do good. So when people do follow what you say and they do not only follow what you say, but also put it into action and they win, you love that. This tickle you because they applying it. So I'm saying, and it works. And so this give you the greatest honor. And so also you like to break down things that's fake and bring out the truth. You like to expose things because you don't go for anything. You always question everything. You always dissecting the code and things. And so you make a great scientist. Yeah, this house is a placement of a great scientist, a great journalist, but a great doctor, a surgeon, because you like to dissect the code and break down things and and bring the facts and receipts and things of that nature. So you live your life practical, realistic, while everybody fantasize. You the type who can bring them back down to earth and put it into practical sense, but it can sound critical to people. So they say you like to criticize, but the criticism that you would give people is constructive criticism. But they can think that you're trying to downplay them, but you're not. You just tell them you can do it. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that because you know they can win. They don't have to do wrong. They don't have to do that because you're all about your morals. But it's for you to let live in this house, to let some things live and try to understand people because you deal with understanding. You understand people more than anyone. And you're very practical and you stand on what you believe in. Your belief is very important. Whatever you believe in, you stand on it. The thing is, you're adaptable to anybody, so you can adapt to many people. And you will listen to some of anybody because you're very analytical, very observant. So this is pretty much powerful right here in this house. I analyze, yes, just like the first house, Mercury, I am. The second house, um, Mercury, I want or I value. The third house, Mercury, is I think. The fourth house is Mercury, I feel. And the fifth house is Mercury, I have fun or I create. Mercury creates. Mercury is creative. In this house is Mercury, I analyze. I serve. I care. And so you find out ways to bring solutions to people because you care about people. The solution will be things that deal with healing, dealing with health. So you always speaking on things that dealing with other people's health. The way you thinking, you thinking of ways where a person can heal, and you bring it to these people, and you know the solution. So you make a great healer. This is the house of a healer because you have many ways to heal. So you're thinking. So you make a great writer, great journalist. And when you write. You can go to the screen. So with this being said, because the earth in this house makes you more practical, hardworking, and persistence, and keep going and going, and you don't stop till you finish. And so that's the good thing. Not only do you think it, you will apply it in this house. You will apply what you think. So your thoughts are very important. So the knowledge that you take in, you want to try it and see if it works. And if it works, you put it into practical use. So this will make you a great example of what works because you know what works. That's why you get on people when they think they're doing the right thing and they're not, because you know what they're doing is wrong. You know what works, but it ain't for you to go so hard upon everybody. It's for you to have some understanding and being able to cooperate and not to be the professionalist like you always have a problem with. You have a problem with professionalism. Once you accept that imperfect is also perfect, that's how you win. So now, and also, this is also the way you express yourself is many ways because it's mutable. You got many ways to come. So that makes you versatile, makes you multitasking, like Mercury in the third house and Mercury in the first house make you multitasking, and Mercury in any house in that area you be multitasking in. So with it being said, Mercury in the seventh house, in the house of Libra air, this Venus. So you is all about relating. Your mind can relate to all type of minds, everybody mind. anybody mind. I relate. You relate to other people thinking. You relate to what people say. And so since you are a Libra, you can understand anybody. Anybody. You can, and if something ain't right, you will speak it. You will express it because you're all about justice. So if you feel if your heart ain't feeling right, your heart ain't feeling right, you will speak it, and you know how to speak it because you deals with communication. So you'll be the master at finessing. So you know how to finesse your way around things because any peacemaker or those who can make a deal makes a great finessers because you know how to speak. You know how to be very persuasive because you're very charming with it. You got many styles and many ways to come when dealing with people. So you're very stylish, even in your speech. It's stylish. People like the way you speak. They like you because the way you might say words that people didn't never thought of. Just like Mercury in the fifth house can come up with new words and new ideas. You also too, but your style will be more the way you come with words will be beautiful. It'd be beautiful. These words will be beautiful. The words that you say. You like to hear yourself speak beautiful words. You like to express beautiful words. And you like other people who speak beautiful words. But you also could be the type who can debate because it's a balance. Who can debate, and that debate is where is how you will learn from your debates. You can learn from being a person who debate because you're the type who love knowledge. Knowledge is very important to you. Mental stimulation is very important to you. And so relating to people, places, and things is very easy to you. All types of topics and subjects are very easy to you. But the only way you will release all of this is when you know that people can handle that. Because since you know people so well, you know the human nature so well. You know what I mean? You know what a person like, you know their likes and dislikes. It depends on the person. Is how you operate. It all depends. If the person is knowledgeable, you go on all levels. If the person is not, you don't say too much. You only say certain things that fit them because you want to see people happy. You always want to see people happy. You never want to see people down. You want to see people always doing good. You the type who love to make people happy because you want to be liked it. You want to be liked it. You like when people like what you say and like how you think. And also you get that same back in return. So when somebody come against you, and you might don't trip it at first, but if they keep on nagging at you and so-called, disliking you and hating you, because you don't like to be hated by nobody. You like to be well liked. If they keep on coming at you, sooner or later you will break them down. I mean, it would take a while. It would take a while, and it depends. It depends on how you feeling at that moment. But it would take a while. But when they hit that boiling point, you know how to crush your opponents through the words, because you know how to come, and you're all about justice. So, and that's what people fail to realize. You're all about justice. When it comes to that boiling point, you can get your justice, and you will crush your opponents with no mercy because you don't have no more conscience in your heart for these people. You have no more feelings in your heart for these people no more. But so this is why, like, everything you do, you have to do the right thing because it body your heart, it body your soul. And you do good when dealing with people, when dealing with businesses. You're a people person. People like you in general. They like your aura. They like the way you speak. They like everything about you. They like that you always complimenting them. And so the thing is, you do good in partnership. You do good in any relationship, relating to people, and you do good with a partner. Even though you can do good by yourself, vice versa, but you also do good with people. At first, you might struggle when dealing with relationships. Then after a while, you the type who will overcome that because eventually you will have a relationship because you over relationship. You'll be the master of relating in relationships and partnerships and businesses. So you know how to run an organization because you're a cardinal sign. You know how to run an organization and create something new. I mean, new adventures, showing people new ways of doing things. So you know how to be the manager of anything or any order or any structure, because you are good when dealing with managing things and leading things and bringing people together. Because you are the peacemaker, you're the diplomat, and you're the one who unify people. So you're the one who would try to keep the peace for all sake. It's all about keeping the peace. As long as you can keep the peace, you are good. Now, when you got Mercury in the house, in the 8th house, which is Pluto, the way you think would be the code way. You like things that's mysterious. You like to dive off into secrets. You like to research. And so this makes you clairaudience. This makes you uh also clairsentience. Clairaudience, clairsentience in a way. I mean, clairaudience is clear hearing. You might hear voices. If you don't hear voices, you can understand you can understand voices, you can understand the music or lyrics or words better than anyone, and you can feel that the lyrics that the person speaking ain't real. You know how to bring out the truth for anyone. You know what is the truth, and you don't like fakeness. It's all about the truth when dealing with you. Pluto is realistic when it comes to that truth. Pluto is the hardcore spirit, all about that power. And so when we say Mercury, mind power is very important to you. Mind power, yes, mind power, communication power. So you know how to express yourself. And so we're talking about debating with you. You'll be a mastermind. You're like a genius. So Mercury in the 8th house is a genius when dealing with psychology. Makes you a good psychologist because you know what makes a person tick. You study people, you analyze, you pick up on it, and you can see what it is, what things is for what it is. And also you can totally feel and you just know. And you confidence in it because this that strong vibrational energy. And you like to do things your way because you're also a fixed sign. So you can be very stubborn in your ways. And you don't mess with all type of people. You only mess with a circle that you feel that is real or your loved ones. You do anything for your loved ones. You're a warrior and you can be very revengeful though. Your thinking can be very revengeful. So you got many ways of plotting on people and you got many ways of speaking ill on people when you want to take revenge upon people. So it can be very harsh and very blunt and come hardcore. You got Mercury in the house of Pluto. So when we're talking about Scorpio, Mercury in the house of Scorpio in the 8th house, this makes you powerful when it comes to the mind. So you makes a great medium. You makes a great scientist, a great researcher. You because you like what interests you is things that deal with mystery. It deals with things that you don't know about because you like to find out what is truth and you like to know what is, and you won't stop until you find out the answer. So you're a great problem solver, indeed. So this how I feel like uh, to know what makes a person tick. And you like to listen to people because you like to understand people. You know what I mean? You like to find out the secrets of people's life, and if people lying, you know if they lying. So this the house the way you communicate deals with how you feel, and how you feel would be like things that's real, like things that's truthful. Like you don't like to be around people who is not truthful because it's that Pluto energy. So you like to get into the cult, astrology, numerology, magic because it's something that's different. You like to break down and bring out new ways and solutions to problems, and you like to also dive off and find out what is what. Like you know that like some books in numerology or some numerology books, they don't give you the full deal. So you the type who gonna bring out more information to that, bring out the truth of what they're not giving you in the regular numerology books or in numerology books itself. Like you might read a book and say, "Oh no, it's more to this." These people act like they don't really know what they're doing, speaking on. There's a little bit of information. You the type that's gonna bring out the truth and gonna give people the real deal. And you're gonna expose some stuff too if it's fake, if it's not real. If this book is not real, if this is not real, you're gonna expose it because you deal with that. So this is Mercury and Pluto energy. So Mercury in this house, Mercury love to be sexual. So you would think in a sexual manner. You good when dealing with sex and got ways of knowing how to have sex. You got many plots and many ways, and you will communicate it more than anyone. That you communicate things that deal with sex. Talk about sex. That's no problem to you. You would talk about things that other people scared to talk about. Yeah, that other people scared to talk about. Cause it's the placement where you're not scared to talk about things. Cause you strong like that. Just the warrior spirit. And so you're not scared to talk about sex or you're not scared to talk about things like violence or things that other people scared of. You're not scared to talk about anything. So this is their house. So that being said, This house is very powerful. We deal with powers. And the way you have powers is mind powers, communication powers, sexual powers, sensual powers. So through sex you will have powers because you know how to have sex and mess somebody's mind up and spirits up. So you also deal with magnetic powers. I mean, you attract people. Many people want to be like you. You have many people want to be like you, just like Mercury in the fifth house, how the sun attract people. Also, you do too, because you deal with the dark side. Like Mercury in the fifth house deal with the light. You deal with the dark side, so people will be attracted to you. You know what I mean? Because you know the dark side. You know all type of things that's going on more than anybody. So when you got Mercury in the ninth house, now we're going to the house of not judo. I mean Jupiter, which is Sagittarius. You got Mercury in the house of Sagittarius, which is Jupiter. So this is all about the mind expansion. Yes, the mind wisdom. The mind wisdom. So you got intuitive wisdom. So you do think fast, talk fast, and your thinking will always expand. You always grow in knowledge and wisdom and truth. And your belief system very, very important. And so your divinity or being divine is very important to you. So you would get into things that deal with spiritual work. Your thinking would deal with things that deal with spirituality. And you're good at listening to other people's perspectives and ways and adapting to people. And you're good at also staying confirmed in what you believe in, no matter what people say. Even though you can listen to others, they still can't draw you into what they believe in. You still would think how you think, because this is the Mercury and Jupiter spirit. So your expansion will be through the mind. So your consciousness will expand. Your mind will expand as the years goes on, as you continue to grow. You will be one of the wisest person on this planet because you know how to move and know how to operate. You can say it will be this, and you intuitively know what will happen. You can see the future clearer than anyone, so it makes you clairvoyance. Mercury is a great thinker and deal with the mind, and so Jupiter deals with expansion of the mind, and Jupiter is that fire, so this makes you clairvoyance. So you are very highly intuitive and clairvoyance. So it makes you a great philosopher. You know how to come with different words. And just like Mercury in the fourth house would talk with their hands, so is you as Mercury in the ninth house. You would talk with your hands. So your intuition, this what makes you clairvoyance, where you can see the big picture, where you see images or holographic pictures and visions, and you would know how to break it down and understand it through the knowledge that you intake. So your life experience is very important. Your life experience is very important when you got Mercury in the ninth house. And so the way you will walk is through what you learn. What you learn, you will talk about. And you will talk about it to the extreme. So everything that you learn or anywhere that you done explore, you will talk about or you will write about, you will speak about. So you do good in the media. You do good with entertaining the whole crowd. And you do good with helping people on a large scale. And you do good with thinking big on a big level because it's Jupiter. Jupiter like doing things that's big. And it just makes you very lucky. Very lucky person. You're a very lucky person and very fortunate when it comes to wealth. Money just come to you out of nowhere from anywhere. And because you're so wise and you give out so much wisdom and so much counsel, so much guidance, and put your perspective on things, your own thinking on things, that you could bring out new philosophy. And so your luck comes from wisdom, having that wisdom, and being the type who lived from your life experience. It brings luck to you. It brings luck when you can be that teacher, that guidance to other, that counselor. Yes. So you definitely makes one of the best counselor and guidance to others by revealing your life experience and what you explore from what you learn. This makes you very intuitive on these areas of life. Now, we got Mercury in the 10th house. This is Capricorn. So the way you think will be business-like. The way you think will be practical. The way you think will be organized and structured and designing and planning. And this is how you express yourself. You express yourself very carefully because you're very, very security oriented. And so we got Saturn, Mercury in the house of Saturn, or the 10th house, which is Capricorn. You're very career oriented. The way you think is careers, securing your financial wealth, securing your life. And also you want recognition. You want recognition from what you thought of, your idea. You want recognition for the business that you came up with and that you don't put it into practical use. Because you deal with practicality. Your practicality comes from the way you think. And so your careers is very important to you because it stays on your mind. Getting that money, this stays on your mind. How you gonna secure the future? You like to do it big. You like to live good, and you want recognition for all your work, for all your work, the way you communicate and the way you think. You want recognition in the public for the business that you operate, how you put things together, because you just makes you a craftsperson with the hands. It makes you a craftsperson with the hands, because you think of it first before you carry it out, because it's in the mind, and then you express it, and the way you express it is through the hands. Yeah, you're very practical, but you are the one who's slow to speak because you speak carefully, and the way you speak realistic. You don't be all over the place. You speak realistic. You're very intelligent, and so it makes you a mind that's organized. You like things to be organized. It's a mind that deals with structure. So Mercury is the mind, and Saturn is organized. Saturn is structure. Saturn is learning how to discipline the way you talk, learning how to discipline your mind, because you want to always be better. So you always train yourself to talk better and to think better, and with this discipline you will win. So you deal with planning and structure, so you know how a group will operate. You know what areas to put people in when dealing with business. You know what people be good at when dealing with business, and so making money is definitely what you're good at. You got many ways of coming up and making money, and make a great leader since it's a cardinal sign when dealing with the areas of a group, family, business planning, structure, or building something. You always want to build something, build a future. You want to be secure in your future. You want to leave a legacy when dealing with your mind. And when dealing with your mind, and when dealing with what you said, it's all about what you said, because you can say some things that's so real and so practical. So your legacy is very important. Now, when you got Mercury in the 11th house, this Aquarius. So Mercury in the S sign Aquarius, your thinking is unique, it's different. Your thinking is the higher mind, higher thoughts, higher vision. You see things that other people don't see. And so the way you think is differently. You think outside of the box. You don't think original. The way you communicate is the same way. And you like people who think differently. You like people who communicate differently. You like people who think differently and who communicate differently. And you like to hear different ideas and different thoughts. You tired of the same old because you can get bored easily. Like Capricorn don't mind being patient and bored, and can scribe because of earth sign. So Capricorn can be persistent in its thinking and the way it speaks. But you can get tired of the same old, because you the Aquarius energy. Mercury in this house will speak on things that's different, that seem weird to people, that's not normal. They like things that's different. You like things that's different. That's the way you speak. And so you definitely intuitive. When you get downloads of information from nowhere, you clear cognates, because you get downloads, which means clear knowing. I know. Sometimes you can feel like you know everything, but you don't. But sometimes, well, most of the time, you do know everything. But if you don't listen to others, you will lose, because you can be stubborn in your ways. So, because this is a fixed sign. But so if you are the type who embrace the change, you will win. You embrace the change, or you listen to others. Sometimes you will win. But it ain't for you to be like others, because you're here to be different and unique, your own style, the way you do things, because you make a great inventor. You're very creative, and you make a great inventor, starting out something that's new. You're scientific genius you can be, a mathematic genius. You can be whatever you choose to be. We're dealing with the higher mind, because your mind is your power. So the type of mind you will have a unique mind, intuitive mind, a genius mind and genius, because Uranus. Also, with it being said, you move differently. You don't like things that's boring, and you like things that's excited. And so the way you move is that just by you having an idea or something, you will be happy in this house. And so when dealing with the humanitarian issues, thinking on the humanitarian issues is how you win. Dealing with the humanitarian issues, you hate when people suffer. You always come up with solutions to people's problems. And so you could be a great rebel when people come against your thoughts and the way you think on the humanitarian level. So you make a great debater, and you could be rebellious for nothing, just for the sake of it when dealing with humanitarian issues. So watch out for that, because this is Mercury in 11th house. You deal with humanitarian issues, so people being in a group makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. Just getting all this information, just about seeing different people, you feel good. But also, not being in a group make you happy. It's either or with you. It depends with you. It's either or. But you got to have both. You got to have the group and sometimes not the group. So this is how you win. You express yourself very well in a group, because you're all about the humanitarian issues, seeing people get together and bonding together. And so when you love somebody, you love somebody. And this is your thinking. You don't play. You're very loyal. But if you ain't bonding with nobody, you're going to do your own thing. And you don't like nobody to hold or suppress the way you think. So with that being said, now we talking about Mercury in the house of Pisces and Neptune. And so the way you think is intuitive. You think intuitive from how you feel. You very clairsentient. I mean, you can feel things. You can clearly feel things. And you also an empath. So the way you think will be unconditional love. You can adapt to anybody. You champion the underdog. You go for the underdog. And so you could be on a lower level with people who ain't worthy to be in your presence, because you deal with people who not even of high status, because you're an old soul. You want to see them win. You know what I mean? Because you can feel some of everybody, but you can take on too many people emotions. So watch out for that. And you can take on people thinking and their thoughts, and what a person said, it can replay in your soul, replay in your heart. So watch out for that. So protect your soul, protect your heart, protect your soul, and also have discipline. Discipline is the key to you, because when you got Mercury in the house, in the 12th house, which is Pisces, this is the house that deals with Neptune, and Neptune deals with the spiritual realm. And so your mind is spiritual. Your mind is spiritual. Your mind is divine. Your mind is love. Your mind is peace. So long as you can keep that, you do good. This is how you win. But so just watch yourself for being escapist. Your mind can be an escapist when it's on the downside, because you won't want to take on all these problems that's going on in the world. So, and also you can be a victim of other people's energy. So watch out for that. Protect yourself. This house is all about you being divine, all about you having self-love for yourself. And so once you embrace yourself through self-love, that's how you win. You win when you look at everything as spiritual, everything as divine. When you look at everything in a positive light, when you have faith, it's how you win. So this house will win when it has faith. So this is the 12th house. So the way you think is from the way you feel, your intuition. It's mind feeling, mind intuitive powers. So you have all the psychic abilities if you tap into it. Some of it come natural to you. So in this house here, it's all about you living a sensual life. Through your senses, about how you feel. You want to feel good. So you can become a addict, a drug addict, alcohol addict. So watch out for all that. That's only if you're on the downside. But on the upside, spirituality, having faith in spirituality, you will be your best. You'll be a great healer, a great astrologer, numerologist, anything that deal with divination, you can do. You can master. You can be the master of the spirit. So you can be a spiritual master, a master healer, all of that. So embrace your powers. You are the light of the world. You got the ability to bring the light of spirituality to everyone, to bring new philosophy to everyone. Because from your intuition, you know what is real, what is right. When you're watch out for being a martyr and use your creative powers of manifestation through your imagination. Because this is the power that you have. You imagine music, art, culture. And also you're the introvert, but you're also an extrovert. And how you win is when you use your gift of healing by socializing with people, connecting with people, and confronting your fears and having trust in the universe and trusting yourself. So faith is the key. Your confidence is the key to winning.